Two distinct but similar writing styles known as Linear A and B were used by certain Greek civilizations during the 2nd millennium BC. Linear B was the writing system used in the Late Bronze Age between 2000 to 1100 BC in Mycenaean Greece and has been successfully deciphered. It's a syllabic script as opposed to an alphabetic one, but it is still recorded in the Greek language, resembling a form of archaic Greek, and this form of writing later disappeared with the fall of the Mycenaean civilization. Linear A script, on the other hand, was used in Crete by the Minoans between 1800 and 1450 BC and was mainly used for palaces and religious writings. Until now, not a single Linear A text has been deciphered because the exact language it was written in remains unknown. It was used alongside Cretan hieroglyphics, which is also yet to be successfully deciphered. It also appears that Linear B may have evolved from Linear A as they share similar symbols, but Linear A does not represent the Greek language. Several different theories have been proposed about the language, including links to Proto-Greek, Semitic languages, and Indo-Iranian. However, no conclusive evidence has been found to definitively identify or explain the language. Mentioned in several Egyptian narratives, the so-called Sea People migrated throughout the Mediterranean Sea around 1200 BC, bringing chaos to Anatolia, Crete, and Egypt. The origins of the Sea People, who are thought to have destroyed much of Asia Minor and brought an end to the Hittite Empire, is unknown. It is said they used to come from the sea in their warships and no one could stand against them. An inscription from Pharaoh Ramesses III's funerary temple described the following: "No land could stand before their arms, being cut off one at a time. The desolated people and its land was like that which had never come into being." Based on the evidence, these were people with enough power to topple well-established power structures, which would imply sophisticated organization and military prowess. But who were these people? It is believed that the Sea People were a confederation of marauders from Peliset, Tiekir, Sekelles, Denen, and Weshes. The first of these areas, Peliset, corresponds to modern-day Palestine, which is why the Sea People are often associated with the biblical Philistines, residents of the area. However, no primary accounts detailing the origin of these people have ever been found, and today contemporary scholars are still unsure of exactly where they came from. The island of Sulawesi in Indonesia is home to a series of megalithic stone statues and rock relics that are scattered all over a small part of Lower Lindu National Park in the Bada Valley. Some of the statues include shapes of human figures and are all of different sizes. Some are just a few inches tall while others are more than 15 feet high. Researchers believe they date back to around 14th century, but little else is known about them and the people that built them. There are no written inscriptions to explain what they actually symbolize or why they were built, and archaeologists haven't been able to find any other signs of any civilization around the stones. Even after digging deep into the ground, scientists have yet to find tools, burial grounds, or anything else that would indicate a civilization once settled there. The type of stone from which the statues are carved also isn't found anywhere in the area, which means they had to be hauled in from elsewhere. According to the locals, the statues have just always been there, and the origin stories include ancestral worship, human sacrifice, protection from evil spirits, and criminals who were turned into stone. Some also believe that the statues can disappear or move on their own. Separately from the megaliths, Bara Valley is also known for kalambas, which look like circular tanks carved out of individual blocks of stone, some with a single hole in the center, others separated into two bowls. Local stories tell the kalambas were used as bathtubs for nobility, but the fact that many of them have large lids nearby suggests that they were used as coffins or water cisterns. Like the statues, however, no one knows for sure who made them or their use. Blackbeard was one of the most feared pirates of his time who amassed a vast fortune from pillaging the seas during the golden age of piracy. Aboard his fearsome ship, Blackbeard and his motley crew sailed the seas plundering and pillaging as they went. Born as Edward Teach in England, he served as a privateer during the Queen Anne's War, but later turned into piracy. It wasn't long before he captured the enormous French slaving ship La Concorde off the coast of St. Vincent, then loaded it with 40 cannons and renamed it the Queen Anne's Revenge. During the next 12 months, Teach conducted several audacious acts of piracy and cemented his reputation as one of the most fearsome marauders of his time. These included capturing, looting, and burning the large merchant vessel known as the Protestant Caesar and blockading the port of Charleston in South Carolina for several days. He finally met his end in 1718 after he ran his ship aground in North Carolina and was beheaded during a fight with British Lieutenant Robert Maynard. However, his enormous treasure was nowhere to be found. Pillaging the Caribbean during the golden age of piracy was extremely profitable, and like other pirates operating during that time, Blackbeard would have amassed a small fortune. Although his time as a pirate lasted just over a year, Blackbeard was extremely good at what he did, leading many to believe his fortune was well into the tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions. After Blackbeard's death, nothing was found on any of his ships. Contrary to popular notion, the pirate practice of leaving a treasure map with an X marking the spot is sadly just a modern myth. So where did all the loot go? Some believe the treasure is located in Ocracoke Island, where Blackbeard had stayed after crashing his ship. Others think it's located somewhere across the Caribbean. Treasure hunters have sought far and wide in the centuries since, with so far no success.